Marilyn Oshman, in my view, my opinion, is the savior of the Orange Show. In the late 70s, she met the artist who built it, Jeff McKissick. They had a bond and a special friendship, and upon his passing, she understood that it needed someone to save and preserve the space. The legacy of Marilyn Oshman and her efforts to preserve the Orange Show and spaces like that, for instance, the Beer Can House as well, is incredibly important. She, along with a few others in those early days, established a roadmap to how to preserve and maintain spaces for the public. Something that would surprise someone about Marilyn in the archives. I would have to say that she hand wrote every single thank you letter post-event, gala or art car parade. Her hand is literally over almost every single thank you letter to every single person. Marilyn Oshman's legacy will be rooted in something I think we take for granted, and that's that this place is still here and exists. The amount of effort it took that I see and was able to understand through the archives, it was monumental. And we're talking late 70s, early 80s, no internet. Here are a series of journals that she had that were all based off of her meetings. Here you can see there's just very brief notes, 1 and 2, where she's looking at the Midtown Arts Center, and she's also asking a question here. Should we start an independent OS foundation? Should we start an independent Orange Show entity? It's calling different people, for instance, in this particular case, Seymour Rosen. Seymour Rosen was a historian in many ways, but created the very first photographic archive, and she's reaching out to him directly to ask, what should I do? And he ultimately tells her that it's likely not a very good idea to put it in the hands of an institution in which that institution's administration will change and their attitudes towards funding places like this may change. So she understood that and created an independent Orange Show Foundation. And with the original founders, or original funders, I should say, of that, here I have the original funders list. She got together something around 20 different funders here, each paying in 1980 $500, and that helped purchase the site from Jeff McKissick's nephew. And from there, then, they were able to start to fundraise and then ultimately pay for a preservation strategy to help reopen it in 1982.
Right now, since it's so beautiful and pristine, it appears to be finished, but the reality is that the Orange Show should become an integral part of Houston's cultural life. And that just doesn't happen because you restore it or you take the time to preserve it. That takes a really active kind of participation on the parts of a lot of people to integrate it, because in fact it is not on the main beat. And even though it's only 5 minutes from downtown Houston, a lot of people get lost coming out there because they're unfamiliar with anything past downtown. And so the job now, I'm not saying we wouldn't take time to restore another one, but the job for the Orange Show now is to integrate it into Houston's cultural life.